Hello, welcome to the One I Have Spare Time podcast. I'm Ms. Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes as usual. We're in close. We have another video from our favorite LOLcow. She's going to tell us how I became a stripper. So I'm sure this is going to be good. Let's listen to her pearls of wisdom.
Okay. No Reaper, no. Hey y'all, welcome back to Ask Anna. Today I'm telling you the story of how I became a stripper.
Let me see. No father, abusive father, distant mother, maybe alcoholic mother, something like that.
I actually started, this is Reaper. Reaper, say hi. Hello. I actually started in Orlando. I tell everybody that I started in Atlanta. I officially started in Atlanta, so it's like, I'm not lying, but it's not completely true either.
That makes sense.
When I was 21, I was about to graduate from the University of Central Florida in Orlando. And I was there getting my entertainment management degree. And now whenever somebody wants to give me shit about it, I just tell them that I went to school for entertainment management and now I'm an entertainer.
Okay, so before in the other videos when she said she was a college graduate, I thought she was a real college graduate. I don't know. That's not a real degree. I mean that's like underwater basket weaving. I mean, if you're gonna go to college to get a degree, why you should get something that you have to go to college for. You know, like doctor, lawyer, engineer. You know, like those are jobs that like you need a college degree. Like this, you just need to add on Craigslist and someone dumb enough to hire you. Like this is stupid.
I was doing a lot of singing in Orlando and I didn't want to keep staying in that city. I felt like I did the most I could while I was there. And I wanted to go to Las Vegas. That was my goal. And right before I left, I figured I should pick up the skill of stripping just in case if I got to Las Vegas and things just got really bad for me. So I went to a strip club. It's called Stars. I was there for 2 days. The day I went to check it out and then the day I worked there. My first and last day. I actually never got a permit though. So that's nice. There's no record of me.
You need a permit to be a stripper? Is that... Someone explain. You need... like is this the government like overreaching again? Like I can picture a department of the government that's the board of strippers. Kind of like the ATF, except it's, strippers, but I don't know. I've never heard of a stripper needing a permit to go on stage and embarrass her family, but okay.
It was crazy too because it wasn't until I started working there that they told me that the club had gotten shot up like a week prior. Like I wish they had told me that like before I started there. Anyway, and they had a spinning pole too, and it's so rare now to find a spinning pole. At least in Atlanta, there's only one club I know of with a spinning pole. It's really hard to learn on, but once you get it, like you got it, and you get addicted to it, and then you just miss the thrill of just like spinning and then hanging upside down while spinning. Anyway.
How sad is your life where like that's something you look forward to? The spinning pole, like Jesus Christ. I don't know.
Stars. And my first day there too is crazy because I worked with this guy who I went to college with. Like we used to hang out in the same dorm room, go to the same parties, do all the same like fuck shit together. And there he was at the strip club. Like, it was crazy. Like, we both went to the same college, and then we were working at the same strip club. I ended up getting traumatized by this Indian man who knew it was my first day. And he wanted to go to a private room with me. Thankfully, there was this other girl who was super sweet. She went to the private room with me. But it was still traumatizing. And I could handle it now.
Of course, an Indian man. I mean, come on, Canada. If I was a woman, the one thing I would avoid is anything Indian, for sure. I mean, that is just a horrible group of people. I mean, I don't have anything nice to say about Indians. That's just a horrible group of people.
I could not handle it then. I could handle it very, very well now. But then I just was not experienced enough. So I would graduate, make my way over to Las Vegas, end up getting stuck in Texas for a year, hate the weather, and I came back to Atlanta. I really missed the South. Yeah, just miss the culture here. It's crazy because I have a friend now, and she's from California, and she was just telling me how crazy it was in Florida and Atlanta, and it is. And I don't really feel safe, but when I was in Texas, I was in Austin. Austin was a very, very safe city to be in. And feeling safe, when you're used to feeling not safe, you crave what you had before.
I thought this was a video about how she became a stripper. What is she rambling on about? I thought like it was gonna be like, yeah, like when I was 6, my parents got divorced. My mom had a different guy spend the night every 3 days. Like this is just a stripper with a drugged out brain rambling.
It was a nice break, but I missed what I had. Like,
Also, how do you get stuck in a city for a year? That makes no sense.
if you grew up with the shits, then like leaving the shits, it's hard. So I came to Atlanta. Within a week of being here, I hustled my ass so hard. I went to so many places dropping off my resume and then like submitting it on Indeed. It was a tough time. And I had 3 roommates too. That's a story for another time. I ended up having a room switch. Then the apartment complex I was in, I only stayed there for about 5 months. I was just living with a bunch of college students. It was terrible. Terrible. And like, not like nerdy college students, like ones that want to be cool.
There's just something really gross about her. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but there's just something about her. She's just nasty. Oh yeah,
Okay,
she's a stripper.
So I was working at Atlanta Ballet, and it was a great time. I loved everyone I worked with. It really was a good time though. And I loved being around the dancers, the teachers, loved it. The only drawback was that it paid $13 an hour. And there were no health benefits.
Well, you're a stripper. I mean, listen, I don't know much about the stripping game, but don't strippers don't they make most of the money from guys putting dollar bills in their G-string? Right? Isn't that the whole concept of being a stripper? Like, yeah, I understand you get paid 13. That's like minimum wage, but you're getting crazy tips. I mean, don't like lap dances cost like, I don't know, $25, $20? I have no idea, but I know it's not $5. So yeah, and like, why would you get health benefits? That doesn't make sense either. But
And then I ended up owing money back on my taxes because I was an independent contractor. That was crazy to me, actually. Getting paid $13, then filing my taxes, and then I think I only made like $3,000 from them, maybe $4,000. Like, it was nothing. And then like them saying that I owed money for taxes. Hey, it was just crazy. But that was a good time, and being around all the ballet dancers, it made me more comfortable with the stripping thing, and it was like it felt like a calling, like something I couldn't ignore. Like I had so much curiosity, and I just it felt like something I was supposed to do, and I think that's a normal thing for people to experience. Um,
I wonder how many dicks have been in that mouth. Uh,
it took me 2 months to learn how to twerk.
oh my god, stop. It took me 2 months to learn how to twerk. I don't know what to say. This okay. I mean, some things just shouldn't be on the internet. You don't have to make a YouTube channel about this. You know, you're a girl. Like do like makeup tutorials.
I started stripping, I think in either September or October. I can't remember. I'm employed at 4 clubs in Atlanta. First club I started out at was like a very urban club, extremely urban. I was the only white person there. Like, no white customers, no white dancers. And I ended up having a sweeper steal money from me. But apparently they steal money from everyone, so I guess I wasn't that special. But I didn't stay there very long. I was there for a month. But yeah, 2 months to learn how to twerk. And like this.
I mean, I there's like twerk school. I don't know.
Simple movement, like you have to build up your muscles to be able to shake like that. Like my ass is mostly muscle now. It's fat too, but if for it to shake, like you have to repeatedly do that. Even if it's you have a nice big ass, like you have to repeatedly do it. So yeah, it took like 2 months, and I would go to the ballet place early, and I would practice in the studios. And too, like after everybody was like done, I would practice. It was a hustle for a long time. Um, but I'm thankful for the switch, for sure. I don't like. I support strippers. I don't think I really support people going into the industry just to like do it for whatever reason. Like I think if you have something already going on for yourself and then you want to add this onto it, I think that's great. I'm a big believer in people keeping their day jobs. I did for 3 extra months actually. I was working 3 jobs at one time. I was working at Hooters, Atlanta Ballet, and then I was at a specific strip club that had me on a schedule. So I was doing 3 things all at once. And I think people should keep their day jobs. I got to a point where I was comfortable enough to let that day job go, the Atlanta Ballet and the Hooters. Because Hooters, I wasn't making any money. Like in Atlanta, they have Hooters in the middle of downtown to where nobody can get to it, and people just aren't tipping like they used to. I think it was a bigger thing 10, 20 years ago, and now it's just not. And that was another thing too. Like there were so many points where I questioned whether or not I was supposed to be a stripper or not. And once I started working at Hooters and I was barely getting tipped for having my ass out, I was just like, what the fuck? Like I need to just go ahead and do the full thing and get more money. And not have to wear stockings that rip like every second shift. And have to buy them. Yeah. And I think it's great too, especially if you're a natural entertainer or performer. I think it's just a great thing to do. Thankfully.
Okay, this is the only thing I can think of is like this. This is a perfect example of what not to be. I mean, I'm assuming like women are watching. I'm assuming lots of women watch your channel, and I'm assuming lots of them are like, okay, I don't want to be this person. I don't know. It's there's something wrong with this chick.
What I didn't really expect to happen, I've gotten a lot of respect for being a stripper.
No, you haven't.
At least from people in Atlanta. Like,
Bullshit.
There's other people that are terrible.
Bullshit.
But for being in the music industry in Atlanta, it's like an added skill. And I wasn't expecting that. I'm very grateful for that. I'm very, very grateful. And I am happy that I have gone down this path. It's definitely changed a lot. The people you meet, the things you're exposed to, the things you have to deal with, like, you get the worst of people and you get the best of people, and it's a lot to deal with. Very traumatizing.
You're a stripper. I don't think you're getting the best of anyone. I don't see how a stripper attracts quote unquote good people. Okay.
And the job does take a lot of energy from you. Like, just imagine having to seduce 20 people within like 6 hours. At least 20 people. And getting them to give you money. It's a lot. And then some of them, like, being way too touchy. Some of them being cheap.
When you're a stripper, I don't understand. Like, it's like a sex worker complaining that people treat her like a sex object. And you know, the being cheap part, well, that's, you know, just an opinion. I mean, we live in a world where the average woman has an OnlyFans. Like, when I mean average, I mean like she's a 5. You know, so once again, we live in a world where it's just saturated with hoes and simps and just porn. So, you know, I understand the strippers only getting paid $13 an hour, because you know why? There's 1,000 girls that can replace her the next day. Great life.
Some of them, like, going out of their way to put you down because they feel bad the only way they can get a girl is if they pay her.
No, they're putting you down because you're a stripper. Usually when you're a stripper, it's because you've had a shitty life. You don't have a good self-esteem or no self-esteem. So, yeah, you are, quote unquote, less. I mean, who gets more respect? A school teacher or a stripper? Who would you be more respectful to? A dentist or a stripper? I mean, like, half the reason why these guys are going to the stripper is so they can treat you like shit, because you're treating yourself like shit. You have no respect for yourself. You're a stripper. I mean, you can't be a stripper and then, like, demand a scholar's treatment. It makes no sense. And how many times has she used the word traumatizing? Like, in all the videos we've done of her, like, she used the word traumatizing a lot. So, you know, you can't be that good.
But I don't regret it. I'm very happy to have this life. It's giving me Reaper.
Sounds like cope to me. That sounds like cope.
It's giving me my own apartment.
Yeah, okay.
Giving me a lot more independence and autonomy. So, I don't regret it.
Sounds like cope to me. How many times has she said the word traumatized in all the videos we've done of her? Like, a lot. So, you know, you don't use the word traumatizing and then say, oh, but this is great. Come on.
At all. That's my story. Again, I'm not encouraging, I'm just sharing. Bye.
Yikes. What does that last word say? Oh, okay, cap god. Dude. she is a great example of what not to be. Anyway, we've analyzed this garbage enough. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.